Finian's Oscar, any decision on his target, Supreme or Neptune?
No, I've been talking about it today. I suppose because he's point-to-pointer, we think he's a 2.5 miler. He's not short of pace, but he does stay. I would say he'll probably do the 2.5, but we're waiting for an expert to tell me which is the easiest race.
It's certainly not decided, but he's more likely to run in the Neptune. If we went there on like a usual Cheltenham, good to soft, then he'd end up in the Neptune.
Elegant Escape?
Yeah, he'll go in the Albert Bartlett. He's been beaten twice in the higher grade this year, but he's won at Ascot, won at Chepstow. I think 3 miles will bring out the best of him. He's got it all to do, but where else do we go? And he might not have been in his best form the last 2 runs. He's come in his coat now. He's working better on the gallops anyway. Whether he's going to be competitive enough, but he's a good strong stayer, and I'm sure 3 miles around Cheltenham will be better than where he's been.
Pingshou, is he likely to head to the festival?
Yeah, Pingshou will go. He's won at Cheltenham. There's a horse late starting, and we ran him over 2.5 there last time. He blatantly didn't get home, so he's got it to do. But he ran 3 times quite quick, and he's freshened up. He can do these the good novices now, and then we can have him as a lovely chaser next year.
The one we saw earlier, Morello Royale.
Yeah, lovely mare. But, she looked as though she might have won last week and come up against a horse who's been unbeaten in the last 7. Very progressive horse. Beat the rest fine. She's up to 140 now. Last time was her best run. It's the first time we run her against Geldings. So we're probably bypass the mare's race and go in the Carroll Hurdle. It'll be a fast run. She's got plenty of pace, and just might be the race for her.
And West Approach, very interesting run of this one. Thistlecrack's half-brother. And I remember earlier in the season you said the making of Thistlecrack was a ride Ruby gave him at Ascot, where he dropped out, stayed on from the back. Almost a carbon copy as what West Approach had in the Cleve Hurdle.
Absolutely. It's he dropped West Approach out quite early. The horse went to sleep on him, to be fair. He bunny hopped the first 2 and he was last. Ruby was, in his own words, he was going to jump off 6 or 8 lengths closer, and but he was well impressed with the horse. He wasn't beaten that far, was he? We kept him end of last year to be a novice, but the novices, you never do know what's going to come through. There's always improvers. You've got a pretty good idea what the World Hurdle horses are. He's not very far behind them. So John and Heather, they make the decision. They talk to me, then it's their horse. At the moment, I wouldn't like to sort of say which way we're going to go. But as I've said, with half a dozen, we're soon going to have to make a decision, because we've got to somewhere, haven't we?